Recently, I was telling a friend about a man we had in the clinic who got excruciating migraines. Even though he took daily headache medicine, he still had migraines and he still had to go to the hospital once a week to get an injection. And unfortunately, when we treated him with herbs and acupuncture, we got mild results. And then he went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. And he didn't have one headache the entire time he was in Hawaii. So my friend said, "Well, why would that be?" And it's important to know that tension and stress are some of the biggest causes of headaches. So whether the headache is labeled a tension headache, which is the most common type of headache, a cluster headache, or a migraine, stress reduction and exercise can definitely help. So today we're going to be discussing 5 natural remedies for headache relief. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and be sure to hit the alert button to be notified of new videos each week. The first is magnesium, and magnesium has been known for at least 30 or 40 years to help people prevent headaches. I believe that regular magnesium works very well to prevent headaches, and the key is to get an adequate dose of magnesium. And so, what I've found recently, and some of my colleagues have found, is that magnesium threonate is perhaps the best type of magnesium for headaches and cognitive decline. And so, part of my headache prevention protocols to use magnesium threonate every day. But recently, I've administered to some people who've had an acute headache, and you know what they tell me? It doesn't cure their headache, but it helps take the edge off. So more recently, I talked to somebody who was using ibuprofen for a headache. They still had a headache, a migraine. So we added magnesium threonate, and the headache disappeared. So magnesium is very, very good to prevent headaches. And I suggest that you try the magnesium threonate for an acute headache and let me know how that works for you and your family members. First learned about magnesium and its use of migraines about 30 years ago from a nutritional teacher of mine named Dr. Alan Gaby. And Alan Gaby at that time recommended magnesium as an IV, what they call IV push. And he said that in many cases, magnesium intravenously will knock out a headache. So the headache disappears. So the point here is that magnesium can be very powerful. If you're using it orally, I recommend the threonate kind. And then if you're able, if you do have acute migraines, you might want to see a holistic clinic and see if they can do a magnesium IV for migraines. So the next one I want to talk about is less well known for headaches and migraine, and that's CoQ10, also known as coenzyme Q10. And they've done some small open label studies. So this is not the most rigorous type of scientific evidence, but they basically show for people who take CoQ10 for a number of months at the correct dosage are likely to have 50% less headaches. So I think that that's really encouraging. So it's not something like ibuprofen where it zaps out the headache, but it is something that helps improve circulation, improves heart function, and I believe it also improves oxygen utilization. So on that basis, CoQ10 is an excellent formula to help prevent headaches, including migraine, as well as cluster headaches. And I have noticed that this again works well as an adjunct to other therapies as an acute treatment. So I will take, along with other medicine, I will recommend 200 milligrams of CoQ10 in chewable form, and that often will take the edge off of the migraine. The next one I want to talk about is a European herb. I believe it also grows in the United States, and it's called Butterbur. And Butterbur has been shown to help relieve migraine headaches. Again, like the magnesium, like the CoQ10, people tend to take it for 3 or 4 months, and then they notice about a 50% reduction in headaches. Now, headaches can be really debilitating. And I recently learned from a physician friend of mine that there is a new effective migraine drug. The only problem is it costs about $100 a pill. That's right, $100 a pill. So this is why people are interested in preventing migraines or headaches with magnesium, maybe CoQ10, and then for symptom relief, I found that Butterbur can really help. Now, again, if you just take it for an acute migraine, it often has to be taken with something else to take your headache down from a 8 out of 10 to a 1 out of 10. But it seems to quickly stop the cycle of migraines or cluster headaches. So I'll tell you the most important thing to keep in mind if you do want to use Butterbur for headaches, and that is that natural Butterbur that is found in the ground has a naturally occurring toxin, and it's called pyridinosyl alkaloids, abbreviated as PA. So again, it's very important, and PA is a liver toxin, and I believe it's also a cardiovascular toxin. So what you can do is make sure when you use, if you want to try Butterbur for headaches, that you use a form that's PA free. So you can ask, typically the capsules or the tablets will say on the bottle, this is PA free Butterbur, but you could also ask the manufacturer if there's no information on the label. Now, the fourth remedy that I'm going to discuss, well, it's actually three remedies: coffee, tea, and caffeine. And one of my relatives got really great results with acupuncture. And acupuncture typically, if you want to try acupuncture for headaches, my take home advice is be prepared to do at least a course of 10 treatments and also use appropriate Chinese herbs based upon your constitution and the reason that you have a headache. And that can work really well. But my relative actually went to an acupuncturist in San Francisco one time and had headache relief for 6 months. And she went back to find that practitioner, and he had moved to China. So she started to take aspirin along with caffeine tablets for the nightly migraines that she got at 2 a.m. So, caffeine in the form of tablets with aspirin or ibuprofen can work. Drinking a cup of really strong coffee can work for some people, and a few people have found out that tea can also help relieve or take the edge off headaches. And as a matter of fact, there's a Chinese herbal formula with ingredients, including green tea, that relieves headaches. But the important thing is this has to be individually prescribed for your type of headache, because we know that there are many kinds of headaches and many different causes of headaches. So I want to give you the take home message if you do think about using caffeine, coffee, or tea for headaches, and that is it works much better if you don't use caffeine, any kind of caffeine product on a daily basis. So if you don't use any caffeine or coffee, try to treat your headache or migraine with coffee or caffeine. But if you use caffeine on a regular basis, I haven't found that coffee is that useful. And one of my clients, he was drinking like 8 cups a day of espresso to help combat cluster headaches. And then the next thing you know, he was getting rebound headaches. So he was getting headaches when he didn't have the coffee. So only use caffeine or coffee as a headache remedy if you don't regularly take coffee or caffeine. So then the final tip I want to give to you is this idea of using herbs and acupuncture together. So some acupuncturists just do acupuncture. And what I recommend is going to see an acupuncturist that does acupuncture on a regular basis and also can prescribe Chinese herbs for your individual health concerns. We recommend diet and lifestyle. We recommend herbs at least once a week, but preferably twice a week. And then we recommend a daily herbal protocol. So this concludes today's podcast on headache relief. Be sure to subscribe and tell us what you think. For more information, visit us at getwellfoundation.org.